Objections would be, I think, every sales executive and sales leader's worst nightmare. Look, we would love it if all of our clients, all of our prospects simply said yes to everything we proposed to them. Wouldn't life be easier for us? But we know that's not the reality. We hear the word no very often in a sales motion, and it's obvious why that would be. We're often in a competitive environment, not the only potential vendor or provider for a product or a service. In the modern world, we're constantly faced with tightening budgets, which can definitely impact an organisation's ability to sign up for the full value of a proposal we might put to them. Now, objections, while they'll never go away, can be overcome. And I'm going to tell you this, any sales leader, sales teacher that tells you they have the magic formula to you'll never have an objection, you'll be able to overcome every single objection, well, they're lying to you. There's no such thing. But I'm going to now share with you two things that I see done so badly that if you could do these things really well, A, it will reduce greatly the chance of an objection happening in the first place, and B, when you do get the objection, you will look better than 99% of competitors' peers in the way you deal with it. So what are these two things? They're so simple, it's nearly ridiculous, but the hidden complexity is in the way we tackle it. So here's the first number one tip for preventing objections in the first place. Raise the objections yourself. What? Yes, you raise the objections before the client has a chance to. Now, bear with me here. This is how it works. Firstly, what I'm assuming is you've done a great job of research and discovery on your client before presenting your proposal to them. You know a lot about them, and not only at organizational level, but at individual level of the stakeholders that you're pitching to. Now, the more you know about that organization and those individuals, the more able you are to put yourself in their shoes and predict what their likely objections to your product or service might be. Once you've done that hard work, you then, early on in your sales discussion, and when we recommend right at the outset when you're first pitching, you raise the objections yourself. And how do we do that? Well, we say things like, now you might be thinking, and straight away, you're tapping into their mind, you're mind reading, as it were. You might be thinking, this is an investment of 50% more than we did last year and our budgets are tightening. So you're already addressing their concern for them. By bringing it to the surface yourself, you can now have a conversation about that potential objection and steps to provide solutions. Why that objection isn't necessarily such a big deal. Maybe their objection is not about budget. Maybe it's about change. Maybe it's about how are they going to make that work politically in their organization with changes to ways of working. Maybe it's about past dealings they've had with your company which haven't gone so smoothly. It could be a range of things, but this is where the art of discovery comes in. That's your job as an experienced and professional salesperson or sales leader, is to uncover what these potential objections are, surface them yourself. If you bring them up at the start and effectively have a conversation about them with your client, well, you won't be getting them at the end when you're trying to move towards the close. Now, my second tip on dealing with objections, the one thing that I see done so poorly is your reaction to the objections. Instead of dreading the objection, give yourself the mindset of anticipating and welcoming the objection. Again, think about what the common objections might be, and no matter what objection is thrown to you, let your client know that you're relieved, glad, and thrilled that they brought that objection up. And you should be, because it's on their mind. And by giving you that objection, well, they're allowing you to deal with it. And then it's a case of preparation, script writing, understanding how would I respond to the various objections that I think this client might have. Again, link back to discovery, understanding my client well. Many people will not raise objections for fear of offending. So if you think about it like that, an objection for you is a bit of a gift because it gives you an opportunity to deal with that client or prospect's concerns. That's your client saying, I want to do this, but you need to help me with that first. That's all that's happening here. So if you respond elegantly, as if you welcome the objection, in fact, you were hoping they would raise an objection and you've anticipated it and then can provide a very smart, relevant, helpful answer to that objection, it will put you in the 98th percentile, certainly of any sales executive or leader that I've worked with. In summary, 2 ways to be better at objection handling than anyone else. 1, raise the objection yourself before your client even has a chance to. What credibility that shows. 2, when you do get that inevitable objection, welcome it. Handle it like a judo master. Use that objection to strengthen your position as the preferred vendor for this client or prospect. The key to both, excellent and elegant client discovery.